All right, so what I'm going to review for you today is an app called Sleep as Android. And the reason I wanted to review this is I recently got my Moto 360 watch, which I've been very happy with. But I was kind of looking for an app that could track sleep patterns because the Moto 360 already does a good job at tracking steps, heartbeat, all that sort of daily health stuff, but it didn't have anything for tracking sleep, which is what I was lacking. I'm coming from a Fitbit and the Fitbit online software, so for those of you familiar with that, it's kind of neat that integrated into that is a sleep tracker. Well, with this, there's no such thing. So did a lot of research, a lot of looking around, and what seemed to get the best ratings was this app called Sleep as Android. So you'll find it on the Google Play Store, and so there it is. And so I downloaded it, and we'll open her up. The thing I like about this app is there's about, I would say, maybe 100,000 different settings for this thing. It is just crazy. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but not by much. It really does basically everything that you could ever want it to do. So if we kind of set the watch aside for this purpose and just focus on the settings themselves, they do offer, I believe it's a 14-day free trial. So I'm not going to get too much into every little setting in here, but just more of a general overview and review on my thoughts, some of the things I think are neat. I really like, first of all, it can act just as a sleep tracker. It can act as an alarm. It can act as both. And the neat thing is, with something like this versus I've got a Philips wake-up light, something like this can always be updated, and it's ever growing. So there's third-party apps where with this, I believe you can actually turn on your Philips Hue light bulbs. And so the thought process is with sleep and waking up is that you go through sleep patterns throughout sleep cycles, and you want to wake yourself up during your lightest sleep cycle. And how do you accomplish that? Well, you accomplish it as basically your sleep cycles go in 30-minute increments. So with this app, there's a setting where you can say the latest I want to wake up is 5:30 in the morning, which is for me. And it knows based on my movement patterns when I'm in my lightest sleep mode, and it'll wake you up anytime between 5 and 5:30. So you set the latest time, and it could be 5 o'clock the alarm goes off. The next day could be 5:10, 5:20, 5:15. But it wakes you up when you're in your lightest sleep, so you're the most refreshed. And I love that feature. It is awesome. I will say between the two, the watch does a better job of sleep tracking than the phone does. When I look back at my data and the charts that it does, the charts were a little bit more, I would say, sporadic and not as much movement on the phone, but the watch, it seemed to pick up everything. So that's really cool. You also, I should note, you can switch to a traditional alarm. So you can change a setting in here where it won't do a half hour. If you don't want to get up at 5:05, you want to get up right at 5:30, no questions asked, you can do that with this app. So it can act as a traditional alarm. You can change to a whole bunch of different wake-up sounds between songs and nature sounds and animal sounds, whatever you want, you can wake up to it. And you can set the volume level. You can set how sensitive the sensors are. You can set how sensitive it has a snore detector, which is awesome, where basically it'll record, and you can see I got a whole bunch of recordings here of snore patterns, and you can actually set this to nudge you awake just enough to stop you from snoring, which is awesome. I mean, that stuff could save marriages. It's just really cool. But I don't want to get too long-winded on all this because, like I say, there is a free 14-day trial. But I just wanted to review this because I think it's so cool, and I really geek out over charts and graphs, and I just love that stuff. It'll show you your sleep patterns. You can set, another thing you can do is set how long your ideal sleep is. So for me, 7.5 hours is where I want to be. This will tell you if you have a deficit or if you get too much sleep. And then it tells you what you need to do to catch up on sleep, if there is such a thing. And then it also compares you to the average user as far as how many sleep cycles, which I think is cool. So it'll say you only went through 3 sleep cycles or 7. And then after you're done, you say, all right, I'm awake. It'll ask you if you want to rate your sleep. And you can rate it from a 0 to 5-star rating. It also puts in what the weather was like. So it's like you could tell during winter, am I sleeping longer than in summer? It's just really neat. I mean, you can analyze anything you want. So this is what an actual sleep pattern looks like. And you tap on it and it shows you what your rating was. And I don't know if you can see that, but it shows you your active times during the night when there was movement sensed. Down here at the bottom, it shows REM sleep, light sleep, and deep sleep. And then it also has a percentage of how much time during my sleep was noisy. So here I've got 2%. I've been kind of sick and congested, and I've seen that number rise. I mean, it's been as low as 0%. So it's kind of cool to see that it actually does work. And again, I don't want to get too long-winded here, but awesome stuff. And you can quickly at a glance see how you're doing. A million different settings. It just is almost too much to go through. It also puts you to sleep. You can connect it to your, and I should clarify, you can play lullabies and things like that to put you to sleep. It connects to Google Fit, Google Calendar. You can back it up on the cloud. The one thing, as I said, that I kind of wanted to demo here is the smartwatch features. You can select that, and I have it set yes to use a smartwatch. You can have it vibrate. So this particular watch does not have a speaker, but you can have it vibrate, which is awesome. I wake up to that, no problem, and I'm kind of a deep sleeper. So that's really cool. So if I'm getting up before my wife, I can have this vibrating. She doesn't hear a thing go off, and I'm awake. Just awesome. Definitely worth the money to purchase this app. It also has, with any watch with a built-in heart rate monitor, which this does, will track your sleep even further yet based on your heart rate patterns, which is really cool. So basically here, if I'm in bed, the phone can be totally off, and I'm in bed, the watch is on my wrist. I go ahead and I go into my sleep tracker, and all you got to do, it's real easy, is just click the app to open it up, and it immediately starts a sleep. So there it shows sleep tracking. Now if I want to double check it, I don't have to because I know it's going to work. But I turn my phone on and boom, it's already starting to get ready to sleep track. I have mine set to delay 5 minutes. So as soon as I tell it I'm sleeping, give me 5 minutes to get in bed and, start not just the talking to my wife and kind of trying to get comfortable. I don't want it to start, falsely reading data there. So really, really cool. I'm very happy with this app. There's a little example. So there's a fake sleep I just did. I can put in my star rating. It shows sleep pattern, which there was none. Tells the outdoor temperature, what the weather was like. You can add different things of your own different notes and then hit check. And you're done. I mean, it is just awesome. Awesome. So I give this app a thumbs up. As far as anything I've ever tested, this gives you full control over everything. I mean, like I say, there's just so many settings. I sat down for about a half hour to go through them. I just thought it was so cool, everything that it can do, and very, very happy with it. So go check it out. Try the free trial. I'm sure you'll love it. If you have the Moto 360 or any smartwatch, it is just awesome. An awesome little feature. Makes me like this watch even more than I already did. So thanks for watching.